Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of The Football Show. As today we're going to talk about in the last couple of days the games from the Carabao Cup and the games from La Liga. Obviously after probably like something like 10, 11 days straight I have to every single day talk about football matches in F1. I want to take a bit of a break. Let's talk about the Carabao Cup. Let's start with the Tuesday's games. Liverpool beat Southampton 2-1. It was not easy for Liverpool though. They got the lead from Isaac, who scored his first goal for Liverpool. I'm pretty sure many more for him. Charles equalised for Southampton 1-1. 9 minutes later, Ekitike scored the winner for Liverpool, and then you should have known that he got booked because after he scored the goal, he took his shirt off and he got sent off. And there was a second yellow, and he got sent off. He probably didn't know that there was a first yellow card. That was brainless and stupid from him. Like, you have to know you're on a yellow. You have to know you're on a yellow, because let's not forget Liverpool have got a difficult game, Crystal Palace away from home coming up, and Crystal Palace are a difficult side to play against. So you need your best players to play in that game. So for Ekitike to miss that Liverpool game, where Liverpool have Isaac, who's he scored in this game, but he's not 100% fit, and that's a miss. That's a big miss for Liverpool in that Crystal Palace game, because Ekitike is a very good player who's delivered quite well for Liverpool until this moment where it was a moment of stupidity from him. He scored, he took his shirt off, and if it was like let's say a Champions League final or a big game, and he took his shirt off and scored the winning goal, and he got sent off. Even though if you got sent off, I understand it. But he's playing in the Carabao Cup against Southampton at home. Does he not know that? I think that's I find that was absolutely stupid from Ekitike, but he will learn from it. He's still young. He will learn from it. So but Liverpool win 2-1, and they go through to the next round. Tottenham beat Doncaster 3-0. Manchester City beat Huddersfield 2-0. Newcastle win 4-1 against Bradford City. Chelsea made it difficult for themselves by beating Lincoln City 2-1. They were losing 2-1. They were 1-0 down in the first half, and then the second half, Chelsea came back, goals from George and Buonanete. I have to say, in this game, Lincoln were the better side. If you look at statistics, they had even more shots than Chelsea. The Lincoln were very, very good. They look good. The outside, they were the better side. Chelsea, except the two goals they scored from 48th until 50th minute. Even after the second goal, the two goals, I don't think they did much. So I think you have to give credit to Lincoln to make it difficult as much as they can to Chelsea, because Lincoln were looking very, very good. And this kind of sides who are below the Premier League Championship sides, League 1, League 2, we've seen how much they can make it difficult for the big teams like Grimsby for Man United, Lincoln for Chelsea, Southampton for Southampton for Liverpool. So you've seen how these games can make difficult. These kind of small teams can make it difficult for the big sides, because for the small sides it's kind of like a cup final playing as those big sides, and they play with the low block. So this is something that the big sides have to deal with. So credit to those sides like Grimsby and Lincoln, who make it difficult for the other big teams, because they could easily get smashed and lose 4-0, 5-0, but they don't. So credit to those teams. But Lincoln played well. I don't think Chelsea were that great, but they win and they go through to the next round. That's the most important thing. Let's move on to Port Vale vs Arsenal. Newcastle beat Bradford City 4-1. The reigning Carabao Cup champions. Port Vale against Arsenal. Arsenal beat Port Vale 2-0. And then the draw happened for the Carabao Cup, as Newcastle United will play against Tottenham Hotspur. That's a good game. Liverpool will play against Crystal Palace. That's quite a tricky game at home, but it's a tricky game. Chelsea away to Wolves. They should win that. City away to Swansea. They should win that. So yeah, Chelsea's So there's some difficult games for Tottenham, Newcastle, Liverpool. However, sides like Chelsea and City have got games where they should win. Yeah, I know Wolves are a Premier League side, but at the same time, they should win. The Chelsea should still win, even though Wolves are a Premier League side, because Wolves are the battle for relegations this year. Arsenal are going to play Brighton at home, which is not a tricky game because which is quite a tricky game I should say, because Brighton are not easy side to play against. That's for sure. So yeah. Some difficult games for the big sides. So yeah, difficult games. But Arsenal beat Port Vale 2-0, where it wasn't a brilliant performance from Arsenal, but they got the job done. However, I want to hear something. I want to play something what Arteta said, because he said something on Wednesday in the embargo press conference before the game against Port Vale. Something crazy. Let's hear it.
Into Manchester, they could not believe what we did to Manchester City. I'm going to convince somebody that feels that way to something else. I cannot spend my energy of that. I think when you look at the winning record on this football club, the goals that we scored, the clean sheet that we had, the way we play, the way we played against Manchester City, in the territory we play against Man City. But I mean, I cannot waste that opportunity. And if the intention of those comments, which ones are the good ones, positive, to be better for us, not to be so good for us, so depend where the comment is coming from. I think that's when I can analyze it. See what is the intention, what is the purpose of that? Because I had a lot of things using my phone. They could not believe what we did to Manchester City. And people that are coaches, managers, CEOs, presidents, so proud. And I look at the players and the people around. So I'm much more filled and fueled with that with other ones that they want to make that. They could not believe.
I'm sorry, but this is the biggest BS probably I've ever heard from a manager. I'm sorry, but what is he talking about? They drew to Manchester City. What the fuck is he talking about? Like, what is he talking about? Like, he had a lot of people, CEOs and presidents going in his phone. So when they beat City 5-1 last season, he didn't have people going in his phone? I mean, what is this? What is this? Like, City are not the same of in the past. Manchester City are a side that is not the same in the past. Yes, they're a very good side, and no team probably has dominated City in that way as of Pep as a manager, especially as he said. But at the same time, City allowed them to do that. They said, okay, go have the ball, break us down, and let's not forget City had a bit of fatigue, playing games before, Sunday against United, Thursday against Napoli, and for you to come out here and Arsenal had 2 days rest compared to City, 2 days rest, and you want to tell me that people cannot believe what you did to Manchester City. What did you do against Manchester City? What did you do? Playing a defensive midfield 3? Yeah, I couldn't believe that you do that. Not starting Eze? Yeah, I couldn't believe when you did that. So why is he trying to say? What's he trying to say? Listen, I still think City will win the league, but this is not the same. Clearly, this is not the same City side as before. So this was an opportunity for you to capitalize on it, to put a stamp, to win, and to put the best players as much as you can to have the best chance of winning this game. Instead, they wasted 45 minutes in the first half. They wasted it. And for Arteta to come here out and say, oh, the CEOs and so like this is not a great City side. They lost to Brighton and they lost to Tottenham. When Thomas Frank and Fabian Hurstler being Pep Guardiola, their phones didn't go, they didn't get, rang up, and the CEOs and presidents were calling them, weren't they? Like, what the hell is he talking about, Arteta? You could clearly feel he's feeling the pressure. He's feeling trophy because we all know what he's saying about CEOs and presidents is BS. It's not true, right? He's feeling the pressure. He is feeling the pressure, and the criticism of handbrakes. He cannot. He can clearly see he's not coping with it well. It's getting to him. He's feeling the pressure. He is feeling the pressure. You can tell that he's not. He's not like coping with the pressure, the criticism well. And he knows if he doesn't win something this year, he's gonna come under huge scrutiny. Alrighty, so 3 years on a trot, second place, spending lots of money, spending almost $1 billion over his tenure, and you can't give me one trophy over a full season because the FA Cup he's won. That was an Unai Emery squad, and that was his first season, and that was COVID. Like he won the FA Cup like in something like July or August or something like that. Something that was an unusual end to the season. And over four, when he's been at Arsenal as a full manager, as a full season manager, because he won the FA Cup when he came in middle of the season. In full seasons, where are the trophies? Except Community Shield, if you want to count it. Where are the trophies? Where is the Premier League? Where is the Champions League? Where is the Europa League? Where's the FA Cup? Where's the Carabao Cup? And I'm sorry, but CEOs and presidents, messaging you in your phone and managers, right? It's not gonna win you the Premier League. It's not gonna stop you from finishing second on 3 years on a trot. It's not gonna stop you take the handbrake off. What does that mean? Manager CEOs gave me some positive. What does that mean? You get a trophy for that? You get a trophy? Oh wow, fantastico, amazing trophy. CEOs and presidents are praising me for the draw against Manchester. Yeah, let's get that trophy. Yeah, fantastico. Like honestly, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? And he needs to stop this delusion, stop this nonsense, and start winning trophies this season. Start winning it. Because if he doesn't, he's going to be under a huge, massive scrutiny. Alrighty, so, with all the money he spent, finished second constantly, he's been giving all the time, all the tools, he's been giving everything he wanted. There should be no excuse. And he wants to tell, over the last 3 years, the goals we scored, the clean sheets, etc., the way we play against Manchester City, etc. Where are the trophies? I'm sorry, all those counts for nothing. Where are the trophies? Liverpool, they had a poor season, 22-23 season, but they still won a Premier League title. City had a poor season last season, but they still won 2 Premier Leagues. All those counts for nothing if you don't win the trophies. No matter how do you well, how many clean sheets, the goals you scored, goals conceded, doesn't matter. Where are the trophies? And Arsenal don't have the trophies to back it up. So yeah, he needs to start delivering. But now let's move on to La Liga. Real Madrid, in a Spanish accent, they beat Levante 4-1. A very, very good win for Real Madrid. They continued their great start of the season. Goals from Vinicius Jr., who's finally stepped up for Real Madrid, goal assist. And Mbappe, he continues delivering 2 goals. And Franco Mustantono, the young kid, who's been shining and delivering promises to Real Madrid fans that he could be one of the stars for Real Madrid in the future. He scored as well. It was another great performance for Real Madrid and a great start for Xabi Alonso. You can clearly see he's made Real Madrid change the style and with more attacking style, and they're playing very, very good football. I have to say. So great start to the season for Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso. Atletico Madrid beat Rayo Vallecano 3-2. A hat-trick for Julian Alvarez. What a performance for him. He won Atletico Madrid that match. Real Oviedo against Barcelona. Barcelona with 3-1. Goals from Eric Garcia, despite Barcelona were losing 1-0. The goals from Eric Garcia, Lewandowski and Arejo. Great comeback from Barcelona, despite being 1-0 down, and they still managed to win. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you tomorrow, and have a nice day. Bye.